I can? Okay, great. Thank you. First of all, thank you, Dr. Sunita, for agreeing to give the time for this short interview. I would just like to, give you your brief background and how you got involved with Campbell collaboration, and how has been your experience so far, and what exactly this event, meant to you, and how do you think has been your experience so far with Campbell collaboration?
Okay. I'm Sunita Reddy, and for the past 15 years, I've been teaching in Jawaharlal Nehru University. I've been trained in anthropology, but I teach public health, and anthropology is my passion, so I have been looking into applying anthropological methods and philosophy to look into some of the social issues, and that's where we started with Anthropos India Foundation, and we are doing a bit of action research right now, one on child abuse, the other on documenting traditional healers and trying to integrate them with the mainstream. Today's deliberations here with the Campbell has been very interesting and very insightful. As a researcher, I understand that systematic reviews are very important for each and every aspect of research, but at the same time, there are a lot of limitations when it comes to Indian context, where not every university has a course on methods, and not all the universities are well versed with the rigorous research process, research designs, and methodology and theoretical basis. Though ICSSR, Indian Council for Social Research, Science Research, has been trying to impart some kind of training to the students and even faculty, but then they are very short duration of 10-15 days, which really doesn't suffice. Few courses like in Masters in Social Sciences, they do have a full-fledged course in methodology, but then keeping up pace with the new developments in terms of repro, in terms of using softwares which are not really being imparted at the university level. Coming from research and development, I'm also part of the team and deputy director in JNU. We intend to bring this forward, try and get more and more exposure to students, especially on the research methods and how to do evidence-based research. And also not just doing research and publication, but how do we communicate this to the policymakers, and how do we further go on into interventions and advocacy. So that's where I think it's very important to have collaboration with the institutes like Campbell, and it's been my interaction, very fruitful interaction in the previous workshop also and today's workshop. I hope to do a lot of collaborative work in future.
Great, thank you so much for that. I have another question. So you highlighted some of the key challenges, in terms of universities not being trained enough. So how do you think your organization and Campbell Collaboration or Campbell South Asia can work together to work on some of the key challenges on in terms of training, capacity building, and also linking the policymakers into the use of evidence? So how do you think we can achieve that together, and what should be done better to inculcate that?
So JNU is very well known for interdisciplinary research, and we lag in terms of coming together with different scholars working from different disciplinary backgrounds. So multidisciplinary research work is also very important. So it's more important to come together, not just the academicians working from different disciplinary backgrounds, but also collaborating with the organizations like Campbell and having the workshops with the policymakers. So then the message is communicated, the research is communicated, and even writing policy briefs is one small module which can be built into the research methods courses. And apart from that, regular trainings, not just the coursework which we do as part of methods in our own disciplines, but then at say macro level studies, international studies, comparative studies, ethnography. So these are some of the methods which needs to be equipped by the teachers and also the students. So there is a need to go beyond university boundaries and collaborate with organizations, come together, have training programs, workshops, and possibly then we can think about moving beyond research and getting into more of action and applied research, and that's where I said one of our efforts have been to start up this foundation and trying to collaborate and work together.
That's great, thank you. So lastly, I just want to mention that you mentioned, some of the key or materials that should be developed in the form of policy briefs. So Campbell Collaboration has been working towards, advocating research in terms of plain language summaries and policy briefs. Okay, so that is one area that Campbell does. In terms of capacity building, Campbell Collaboration has been doing a lot of capacity buildings in India and South Asia, for a period from 2016 onwards. So my question to you would be, how do you think, as an organization, as an individual, you can actually help us disseminate these findings to the key policymakers, and how we can engage more and in a better sense to actually make those some of the key things happening, like in JNU in your organization, have more interaction, have more students coming forward to take up systematic reviews. So how do you think, and what should be the major next steps that we should be doing after this workshop, and some take-home messages if you have for us?
Definitely what I've been saying before this was to have much more interaction with the Campbell, and at university level we can have some talks, especially lectures on systematic reviews and evidence-based research, and smaller workshops for students which we can organize, and workshops in ethnography. We tried that, and it was a lot of learning for the students, and then they were asking for more and more regular courses on ethnography. But at the same time, trying to come up with mixed methods and interaction between the researchers who are well versed with ethnography, at the same time with the quantitative research. At the end of the day, for the policymaker, it's the numbers which matter. So when we from qualitative research, trying to address issues which look into the processes, issues which are very sensitive and personal, like abuse or violence, and these are the topics which qualitative research may not give much of kind of nuanced understanding of the topic, where you need to really take on board the qualitative researchers. So we really need both qualitative and quantitative research so that we have a better understanding of these subjects, especially from the cultural point of view. When you see that such issues doesn't come out very well when you do research. So that's the reason why it's important to have a combination of methods, training, and at the same time, like what you said, you've been imparting policy briefs, writing policy briefs. So I think that's very important for us to also understand how we summarize, say, 300 pages thesis into, say, 3 or 4 pages. So that's very important, and how do we then communicate to the policymakers, and again follow up, like the organizations can follow up in terms of interventions and advocacy and topics like child abuse, which is very sensitive and which is a need of the hour, because you don't even have data on that. So another challenge is, how do you produce data, how do you have data on that for further research?
Great. Thank you so much. And just to summarize, I guess here we agree that there's an increased need for training even at the university levels to inculcate some of the methodology that we discussed here in terms of systematic reviews and advocating that. So that is one key thing. And in terms of collaborations, we really look forward to having more workshops and having lectures, so that we have more people having understanding what Campbell Collaboration does, and we have more research that are actually needed at this level in the South Asian regions. So we really look forward to that kind of collaboration, and thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you so much.